When my schedule opens up, I look forward to having my DNA checked. There are now companies that you can send your blood or swab sample to. They will examine the sample and send you a report of where your ancestors are from. It's based off of matching DNA in various regions. It's something that I am very curious about. My father was Puerto Rican, but he looked Asian. Is that Taino blood, or did an ancestor fight in the Philippines and bring a bride home to Puerto Rico? Puerto Ricans are said to have Nigerian roots from their own history with slavery. How much DNA do I carry from Africa? On the white side, I have a grandfather who looked Native American, but it was never claimed because of racial hang-ups within white culture. I try not to care about race, but I do love history and culture. Like it or not, our DNA does reflect where our people have been and where our ancestors come from. As I learned about this service, at the same time I was reading a book about psychology, I thought for a moment, what if we could do a DNA test for our soul? Our thoughts, beliefs, and values, where do they really come from? My thought life shapes my identity more than my physical characteristics. What shaped my thought life? Surely in America, a dominant spiritual ancestor is our parents, in particular our mothers. They are the first teachers of the child. Then another spiritual ancestor would be our peers that we have had since puberty. They plant ideas and values. Our first sexual experience is said to have a formative impact upon us as well. That first image or experience seems to make an indelible mark upon how we relate to sex. Our mentors most assuredly leave their mark. Hollywood and Madison Avenue spend billions trying to influence you to buy things and watch certain movies or TV shows. We would be foolish to think that Hollywood does not own a large suburb of our soul city. The influencers of your life all occupy portions of your soul's DNA. My question is, how much of your spiritual DNA actually comes from God? Yes, we know it's all originally from God, but how much of your thoughts, values, and beliefs have been influenced by Scripture? Is your worldview from God? In the 60s and 70s, many African Americans changed their names in a Back to Africa movement. They realized that culturally many attributes had been forced upon their ancestors during the transatlantic slave trade. There was an attempt by some to reconnect with their original cultural ties. Then there were others who said, slavery or not, I like who I am now. I believe we need a Back to God movement. We need to examine our soulish DNA by taking inventory of our thoughts. Here is where the true transformation begins. Sadly, I think many Christians would be surprised by a spiritual DNA test. So what does your spiritual DNA consist of?